Okay. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Right. Let me let a couple more people trying to get up in here. It's the Ivory. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, how you doing out there, Mr. Ivory?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Man, ain't nothing to it. Highly favored and amazing.
Hey, I'm trying to join the party.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get my stuff together. Working on my
What you doing
DJ.
in the dark, man?
Huh?
What you doing in the dark?
Yeah, hey, it what yeah, it's one of them times where I gotta hold up. Yeah, I had to shoot from the hip, Charles.
All right.
Okay. All right, there we go. Hey, let me know if y'all can see my stream.
Yes.
Okay, let me get back. Let me get back. Back. Okay. Spam my stream. Is that down? All right. Y'all bear with me. All right, you can see my stream, Fatima?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, let's get right off into it.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Thank you for taking the time out to join us this evening. So I have one of my battle buddies and one of my business partner, Mr. Bryan Woods. He is retired military, Army. He did 21 years and he has actually been with MWR for the last 3 years. He's been helping me through this journey, introducing me to some great people. And I'm very excited to have him be here this evening to be able to give us an overview of the company. So without further ado, Bryan, there you go.
Hey, how y'all doing out there today? Y'all all right? Awesome. Hey, so my name is Bryan Woods, also known as Power Move 06, and today I'm a proud member of Extra Digit Movement. We're going to be showing you how you can take 3 figures to earn 4 figures to earn 5 figures, onward up in 6 to 7 figures. I know some of you saying right now, how do we do that? Well, everything that you learned prior to coming to this actual cash flow conversation, I want you to leave it at the door. Everything that we're about to show you right now is something that you've seen that you've never seen before, that you're not going to be able to unsee it. Everything that you hear tonight, you're not going to be able to unhear it, and vice versa. So let's get right off into what Extra Digit Movement is all about. We're going to be talking about Wealth Principle 101. Cash, asset, cash flow conversation. Now, I know some people saying like, okay, he's talking about cash, asset, cash, but I want to know how I can unlock my cash. That's the reason why you're here. We're going to be talking about your cash. So think about this. This awesome actual Extra Digit Movement Financial Group has been started by Mr. Bryan Bean. He retired at 22. He lost 1 million. He earned $1 million and he lost 1 million. He regained $1 million at the age of 30. He's one of the fastest growing 4-figure earners in the company. He created the most multi-millionaire residual rent earners. He helped over 100,000 people live a legacy, not just leave a legacy. So we teamed up with MWR Financial, the ultimate cash flow company. There's a debt-free company that's been running for the last 4.5 years, and it's the home of the ultimate financial makeover or financial edge membership. Mr. Domino Tosin and Mr. Bryan House formed MWR Financial to combat the indifference between the working class and the wealthy. But we're not come here to talk about all the accolades. We come here to tell you how you can get better financially. And this is how it's been going down. Let's talk about how you can increase your cash flow, create your cash flow, and multiply your cash flow. Fatima, so what we just talked about increasing credit and multiply, what do you think about this system?
So I think the system is very, very good, because if you have more cash flow or you're creating more cash flow, you're able to put it in places where the money can grow. So this system is very good.
Awesome. So, Fatima, later on in this conversation, we're going to get you to come back and let them know some of the things what have done for you. But up front, we like to be transparent about how awesome the system is and what it does for you. And with that being said, think about this. For $149.97, you can get all of this proven cash flow membership system. And I know some people be thinking like, man, what all am I going to get for $149.47? Well, it's not about what you're going to get. It's about how we're going to help you get out of a situation that you've been going through for years before you saw the system. We're going to show you how to increase your cash flow through reducing your taxes, lowering your bills, eliminating your debt, raising your credit score, and we also just started keys to your home ownership. But it gets even better. With the multiplying cash flow area, we talk about diversifying cash flow, the private reserve account, land banking, and also my trust. My trust to me is the most awesome thing out of all the things we're talking about right now. This is going to secure all your wealth. But we also have my trades. That's another outlet right there where you can grow your money with experts doing all the work for you. But the biggest thing I like about this is that this opportunity is this. This is a 2-for-1 deal. You and your spouse can get this for $149.97. When I say that this is a 2-for-1 deal, you only pay that one price and it can work on all those areas for you and your spouse. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about how this stuff works. Fatima, could you talk to them about the cash flow stream number one? How does it work?
Yeah, so this is the cash flow stream number one, your current income. Okay, so first I want to ask, how many people know that your taxes is your biggest expense? Just raise your virtual hand if you know that's your biggest expense. Oh, well, I'll raise my hand because I know it's my biggest expense. You're a tax liability, you're taking taxes out your check. You go to the store, everything is taxed, so you're just being taxed. So this company has been able to save per member $200 to $600 per month in tax, and also a total tax reduction of, you see the number, what is it, $250 million saved, and the average debt eliminated per member has been $64,000. And with the bill negotiated, average saving per month has been $140, which is super awesome. Then now we have brought these three things down: taxes, debts, and expenses. So what are we going to do with the money? Are we just going to let it sit in savings and collect like 0.01 or whatever it is now the banks are offering? I don't think that's a good place to put it. We want to take these savings and then put it in a place where we can actually grow that money, because money in circulation creates more money.
Awesome. You're definitely right about that. But it gets even better with this cash flow stream number one. Fatima, talk to them about the 3 ups when it comes to this awesome system.
All right, so now this is where we have your credit scores. They're helping you raise your credit score, increase your cash flow, and now you're able to gain some assets that you probably did not have prior to because your money was going towards a whole bunch of bills and over expensive cell phone bills and stuff like that. Now we have raised all these three things, will have put you in a better position to gain more assets. So the average credit score has been increased for average credit score has been increased 126 points, and the average cash flow per month has been $2,000 per member.
Awesome. You're definitely right there. We call that 3 ups, 3 downs, but we kind of switch it up. But you want to lower all those things that you had going on in the beginning in order for you to get to your everything going up with your credit score, your cash flow, and your assets, just like Fatima just said. But think about this. On average, all of these things that we talk about, the 3 ups and 3 downs, is giving you a 2,000 cash saving. I don't know about you, but if the average person right now can save $2,000 saved in their household, that right there can open up the floodgates for people to start to have emergency funds. People can start to be able to take trips without using their bill money. People can start to invest in things that they truly want to invest in, like land and some of the other things that we have going on. I don't want to put the cat out the bag yet because we'll talk furthermore about that. But since we're talking, Fatima, I don't want to put you on the spot, but Fatima, could you elaborate on what happened to you when you went through the membership process and let them know how easy it was when you did it?
So the program and that they have set up through MWR, it is so easy to go ahead and upload all your information and get that instant pay raise. And that's where I started first. I uploaded my 2 pay stubs, then my tax returns, and they provided me back the documentation that I needed. And just like that, I got $521 back into my check. And that's every month. I didn't ask for a raise. I didn't do anything extra. I just got with the experts and they got me squared away.
Wow.
Also with the bill negotiator, I was able to save $805 over a course off my internet bill. So I was super excited about that. So now I'm able to take that money and shift it either to paying down any debt that I may have or putting it somewhere where it can grow. And then also the best thing was my credit score. My credit has never ever been up, and it's been in the low 700s at one point, but it actually, when I got with MWR, at 697. Now my score, I actually checked it yesterday. I posted on my page 773 points. So I'm pretty excited by that.
Wow. So Fatima, and this is like a transparent moment. Before you actually join MWR with this opportunity, how fast was anything like this financially happening in your life prior to getting with MWR financially?
So I will definitely say I will talk about with the credit. I had been trying to work on my credit on my own for a year before I had even got with MWR. And like I said, I got it as high as the low 700s, but then it would drop back down for whatever case. But since I've gone with them, it's been pretty consistent over these last 2 months. So, and it's increasing instead of going back down.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for your testimony, Fatima. With what you just said, it lets me know that when people used to say, "Oh, I got a lot of money, I make a lot of money, I'm good," that was the untruth. Even when they said I got good credit, that was the untruth. This system right here proves that you need all of these things simultaneously. But we're going to talk to you more about that further on in this actual conversation. But at this time, is there anybody out there, and I want to put a caveat, not nobody that's, a QFD or a business partner currently, somebody that's not in the business, have any questions about the membership? You can put your virtual hand up. You don't got to be shy. This is the time to ask the question because we have an actual Q&A certified stamp person in here right now in our chat right now. Is there anybody that have any questions? Going once, going twice. And I must be doing a good job, Fatima. Hey, or you must be having a good show out there today. So with that being said, let's keep going. Let's talk about what's really going on. let's talk about the cash flow opportunity. Yes, I know some of you saying like, man, they hitting us with all of this all at once because we want to be transparent. For extra $100 one time and $149.97, you can get the cash flow opportunity and the membership at the same time. So everything that we just briefly talked about that you could get from all the services, you can get all that and make money. You can do the same thing that me and Fatima is doing right now. All we do is expose you to this information. Extra Digital Movement, they educate you in all of these areas, and MWR Financial does all the heavy lifting. So if anybody wants to know the only difference between the opportunity and the cash flow, membership is the $100 one-time fee for your startup cost. That's the only difference. You get everything we just discussed: reducing taxes, lower bills, eliminate debt, the whole nine. But we're going to talk more, elaborate about all these things. So let's think about this. Fatima, let's talk about cash flow. Let's cash flow stream number 3. What are your elaborations on that?
So these are the passive income that you could possibly get involved with, from land banking to private banking to manage your funds and real estate owner, from owner over renter. And all this is done through the experts, okay? And it's just simple as scheduling a consultation, and then they'll do the rest of the work from there.
So what she basically saying is everything that we're talking about right now: land banking, private reserve account, managed fund, and all this is all done for you. But this is what I definitely want to tell you. This is when you step over into the big boy world. This is when you step over to the compound world. Leaving the simple world and start to make the money that you didn't know you had work like the tool is supposed to work. That cash asset cash process. We're going to talk more about it. Think about this. We got some of our business partners, Mr. Dana Turnquest and Miss Angelina Johnson. They got their receipt to the Apostle of Land and Land Banking out in the place out in the Antelope Valley, just like Silicon Valley in California. So people like Warren Buffett, the U.S. Air Force, and you talk about the 2028 Olympics have bought into this land that they have over here in land banking. But the biggest thing is this: you cannot get this type of land unless you are a part of MWR. Just like they say, membership have privileges. They had the privilege to buy at wholesale prices for below 40% below the price, and now they just waiting on an asset that they're going to be making some money here in the near future. I don't know about you, but 2028 ain't but 5 years from now. So they about to be banking up while they sitting on an asset. It gets even better. Let's talk about keys to our home ownership. What do you think about the keys to our home ownership, Fatima, when you saw this? We was talking about this earlier this week. What do you think about it when you saw this come across the board? And it's actually launched today, but we're doing some tweaking, but it launched today. What do you think about it?
I think this is an awesome program. It's definitely going to give people the opportunity to actually live the American dream, which is to have a home that they own themselves instead of renting. Because we already know that the two things that possibly could stop people from owning a home is going to actually be their credit, and they probably don't have enough money for a down payment. But these different levels will help them get there. So I think this whole program is just like, I've never heard of anything like this before, so I'm very impressed with it.
Awesome. You said a mouthful, because guess what? People be thinking like they will never achieve the American dream of getting a home they can rent forever. But no other, we have established a program that people can go from renter all the way to homeowners. We got the bronze phase with renting, silver phase with rent to own, gold phase with agreement deed, and the ultimate is the platinum homeowners platform. And the best thing I like about it is, like I said, everybody's situation is different. And when I say everybody's situation is different, based off of what you got going on financially, this is going to dictate what level you're on with the home ownership. But just like we said earlier, you're going to have to get a consultation, set up that one-on-one in order for you to know where you stand. But the best thing is this: they're going to make sure that you be able to get in the home if you follow what the plan they have for you. It gets better. Think about this. My trust and assets. When we were talking about the my trust and assets, it blew my mind. When I said blew my mind, I had to walk out the room and when we were in Orlando and take a breather and walk back in. But Fatima, what do you think about this my trust assets that we just added to our actual services?
So this is something that I personally never thought that I would ever be able to be exposed to. I always thought that I had to be super duper rich in order to have, to have an actual trust fund, because you only hear like wealthy people talk about this. But being with MWR and seeing how they are making this not only available but affordable for people, like you don't had that come from a very wealthy family, was just amazing to me. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, it's really just like the company says, make wealth real. These things that are being provided to us is really making you, painting the picture for you that it is achievable. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You can actually have all the assets just like the wealthy, because there's really no difference between them and you. It's just the fact that they may know and you don't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Never before that we will be having unlocked privileges like this. Believe it or not, if you wasn't in the top percent of earners, you wouldn't even know about this type of stuff. Think about this. It gets even better from that my trust. Y'all bear with me having a little difficulties. Y'all bear with me. This right here is amazing. Y'all bear with me. I'll probably come out of this and come back in, but y'all bear with me for a moment. Let's see what the problem is. Escape. Come back. Okay. All right. Hey, can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can see it.
Hey, let's talk about the money. I know we fast forward with the cash flow 3, but we had to save the money for last. All of y'all people out there want to know how to unlock the money. Fatima, hey, let's talk to them about how you unlock the money. What is the best way to get started with earning this type of pay from the compensation plan?
So just to get started and start creating some income and or to self-fund your business, you will need 3 QFDs or business partners and then 1 customer. That will get you to $5 a day daily, which is $150 a month, which is $1825 annually, and now your business is self-funded.
Okay, self-funded. So you mean to tell me, Fatima, all I need is 3 business partners and 1 customer that's gonna unlock the first level of compensation with this awesome opportunity?
That is correct.
But it gets even better. At level 2, when you unlock at ED2, you just need 12 business partners. Now, when we say 12, you don't got to run out and get all 12 business partners by yourself because you're building a team. You teach those 3 people that you partner with to build their 3, and you can build your team of 12. That unlocks $20 a day. That's $600 a month for $7,300 a year. But it gets even better. This unlocks the weekly performance bonus. And usually we don't do math in public, but for Fatima, 1,200 plus 600 is what?
You said what?
1,200 plus $600
Oh,
a
that's
month.
1,800. Yeah, 1,800.
So you can earn a grand total of $1,800 a month if per week you grow your team by 6 QFDs a week. That's $1,800 more back into your pocket. But it gets better. When you go to level 3, this unlocks the leadership. Now, mind you, the other stuff didn't stop with the weekly performance. This unlocks the leadership bonus. With a leadership bonus, unlock codes for $30 when you at 83, onward up to 150, all the way to the other levels. Now that's $50 a day, $1,500 a month for just a grand total on that level alone of $18,000. I mean $18,250 a year. Now this is just the first tier. I don't know about you, but at tier 5, some people making that and they really are really, you know, feel like they're a success. Now don't get me wrong, money is money. But when you making money on top of money, man, Fatima, what do you think about making money on top of the money you're already making right now?
Oh yeah, that's the goal, the ultimate goal.
Okay, let's talk about this. We just explained to you about how you can self-fund your business. This is how it's broken down. You, the person that's on right now that see this vision, take 3 QFDs, 1 customer, and you could be able to unlock the 150. So that's self-funded. So people saying like, how can I pay for this? You already paid for it through this actual system. Well, level 2, you can get up to $600 a month with the performance bonus of $300, what we just discussed. You can grand total to $1,800 if your team grows weekly. That's $300 per week. Per month, that would be $1,200 plus 6, 18. But Fatima, we were talking earlier. Fatima, wouldn't you like to retire on active duty while you still on active duty, have your retirement pay while you're on active duty? What will unlock that for you?
That would be around about the regional director.
What? So you mean to tell me if you get an extra $6,000 a month, that's $200 a day. 73,000 a year. You mean to tell me you'll be making like general pay, but you a whole master sergeant in the army?
That's correct.
I mean, Fatima, why are people not paying attention to different pay charts across the world right now? Now, this opportunity is a home-based opportunity, but you never know what you're gonna get. Next level in the tier, you can earn up to $300 a month. This opened the millionaire ring earner area. Now, we happen to have a ring earner on the line, and I'm gonna let them elaborate some of the things that it unlocked for them a little bit down the line. But this is the second tier, but it gets better. You can earn anywhere from 5 upward to the last tier, $15,000 a month. That's almost up to that's almost $500,000 monthly. That's 5.4 million a year. Fatima, I don't know about you, but that don't seem like a whole lot of money that for generations and generations that you could have for you and your family?
Oh yeah.
Man, it gets even better. People are always talking about the small thing. Now people laugh. People laugh about that $5, but think about this. Here's some of the daily texts. Here's some of the daily texts where our actual business partner, Mr. Bryan Bean started. He said people laughed at him when he showed them a text for $5 a day. The next thing you know, then he got the text for 200. Okay, the smile came off the face. Then he got the 500, onward up to $1,000 a day. Right now, I think he's on the road for 1,500, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll tell you right now, that is a lot of cash. Can you imagine making that type of cash, Fatima?
Yes, that is a lot. I didn't think that was even possible. So it's really good to see.
Awesome. And this is how you separating, you know, the mediocre people than the people that know how the rules of the wealthy are working. This is just one example. So, Mr. Ivory, are you on the line?
Yeah, Bryan, I'm here.
Hey, Mr. Ivory, you know, if you could come off the line and give us your story instead of them looking at the screen, could you give them the rundown of how you made wealth real and started to create generational wealth for you and your family?
Well, Bryan, hey, first of all, hey, you're doing an amazing job, man. Thanks for allowing me to share. Well, you know, I've been in the business now for about 3 years, going on about 3.5 years now. But Bryan, I did not know what this opportunity really was going to do for me. You know, I joined the opportunity because, you know, my mentor told me 2 things. The experts do all the work and they had a daily guaranteed pay. And I never heard of any opportunity that guaranteed their pay. So I joined, follow those experts. First thing they did was show me how to put $600 back into my paycheck. I started to tell a lot of people about that and started to build an organization. Now, the debt elimination team also told me what to do with the additional cash flow, which was to apply it to my debt. They gave me a blueprint on how to pay off my debt that was gonna speed up the compound interest, and I was able to eliminate $80,000 worth of credit card debt, including my home mortgage. Well, 5 months after I joined the business, my company laid me off due to the pandemic. You know, I worked on a military installation, so to make sure that the soldiers were protected, they sent all non-essential personnel home. The problem was, Bryan, was that they laid us off without pay. Temporary layoff, 90 days, but it gave me an opportunity to really work my business now that I didn't have a job to go to. And I worked that business, Bryan, and lo and behold, you know, I earned $5 a day just like everybody else. Started from the bottom, November the 6th. A couple of weeks later, I was at $20 a day, $600 a month. Now, every couple of weeks after I started, my pay had increased, you know, to $30 to $50 to $100 every single month. Every few weeks, I was getting a pay increase. They called me back to work in July. And when I went back to work, I actually fired my boss because I was making $9,000 a month, $300 a day. And I was on my way to 500. Now, here's the best thing about it. It wasn't just me. You know, my wife had joined the business as well, and she was able to duplicate, you know, because when you get a blueprint, all you have to do is follow the blueprint. And since I was in the military, one thing I understood was how to follow directions and orders. So, hey, it's been an amazing journey. You know, I love this company. It changed my life, and it's changing the life of my kids and my kids' kids, you know, because now we see money different. We talk about money differently, you know. So I was able to take the additional cash flow that I was earning from my taxes, my debt, and the residual income from the company, and went out and bought some of that land out there in California that grew 37.5% in this first year. I also took my 401k from the job that I had and transferred it over to the private reserve account that grew 18% in this first year, Bryan. You know, and now the company's just getting better and better. We adding all these other new products to show wealth. And like Fatima, I never knew about a trust fund, but I think that's the best thing smoking right now, because with that trust fund, you can get to eliminate all your taxes, or at least down to 5%, depending on how much money you make, because this is income shifting at its best. All you're doing is shifting the amount of income that you make into different entities, and it also ends up in a nonprofit organization, which is non-taxable. So if anybody on the line thinking about, you know, whether they should do this, hey, don't think. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's life-changing. Thanks for letting me share.
Mr. Ivory, wow, I want to thank you for coming on and giving your time and your testimony, because it's not every day that we have a millionaire that looks like us, that wants to give us the insight on how they did it. When I say look like us, the everyday working people, you know, it's not every day they do that. And I want to thank you for elaborating on how you did it and when you did it and how you did it. So at this time, before we go further, is there anybody out there that like to ask Mr. Ivory a question before we get to the closing and meat and potatoes of this conversation? Is there anything you want to ask him? Because it's not every day that we get to ask a multi-millionaire a question that could change our lives, because we know some of y'all shy. If you're shy, put it in the chat. If it's a one-on-one thing, then we can set up a Q&A session, but this is the time to ask the question. You got the man on the line right now. Is it anybody out there? We going once. We going twice. Man, y'all must have was blown away by what y'all saw. So, hey, can y'all see my screen out there?
We can see you, Brian.
All right, so hey, what we're gonna talk about some of our other business partners, and we're gonna talk about Miss Gail Andrews. We always say people scared to look behind that curtain, the IRS, but we got the IRS retired in our business. Hey, she quit her, she retired and she joined this awesome organization. We have Miss Chrissy Howard. She was a retired bartender. She went from bartending to being the first female rank earner in the organization. Man, to meet this lady right here is just to meet an awesome, phenomenal woman. And Mr. Sean Hills. Mr. Sean Hill got a saying, do the work. It's as simple as that. He is a retired teacher. Now, I don't know about you, but if you know how a retired teacher is wired, if it doesn't make logical sense of an educational system, it doesn't make sense to them. But for him, he saw it, it made sense to him, he was able to retire. Y'all bear with me. We have some technical difficulties. But we have, actual business partners from all different ways, walks of life. It's not no type of, people that we don't deal with. We deal with, celebrities all the way down to people that own cleaning services. So that's why we always say, don't ever think that because you're in a different echelon making money, that this cannot help you. And a lot of times, most people that are wealthy, it for them, what it does is it help them know how to save more money, because people that are wealthy, they hate losing money. And they're always looking for a way to keep more of their money instead of losing it. I'm having some difficulties here. Y'all bear with me. We're not gonna be defeated today. We're not gonna be defeated today. Let's go back in a different screen. There we go. So, Mr. Ivory, hey, could you elaborate one more time how you were able to start to build this awesome dream home for your wife?
Well, Brian, it was simple. Like I said, we just followed the instructions that was given to us from the financial experts. And actually our cash flow had increased enough to where we was able to purchase land, lakefront property, with cash. We was able to pay that off in full. And now we're building our dream home with the residual income that we earn from MWR Financial. So I say that we're building a debt-free home off of the company. And so it's just as simple as that. Follow the blueprint, build your cash up. The motto is cash, asset, cash flow. And this is what happens, So I can't wait to get in this. We're about 75% to completion. And it's been an amazing journey.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for elaborating on that, Mr. Ivory. I can't wait for the invite, because I know you're gonna have a profit party at this spot or in one of the rooms, because this is like a mansion anyway. So just to elaborate on that. All right, so he already talked to us about a lot of areas they had, but at this point that we done heard from the man himself, Mr. Charles Ivory, let's talk about this. Miss Fatima, you out there?
I'm here.
So, Miss Fatima, we were talking earlier about the different ways that people can lock in. Now, people be saying, I don't got no time, and they're different type of learners. We got multiple ways that you could plug in. Extradition Movement Training and Support has over 100 years of experience. You can learn online, offline. We got virtual team addresses. We got one tonight right after this. We got to get off. We got a corporate, and we have a double dose with Mr. Bryan MB here shortly. We have weekly overviews. Like right now, we have an overview right now, a private overview. Text message campaigns where we can text people information about the business, and so on and so on. We got multiple ways to do it. We have a community forum, which you'll learn that once you get into business. We having a game changer coming up. That's one of our quarterly conference. Hey, you don't want to miss us on the 24th through the 26th. And also we have our mobile app. Mobile app is still working. So you don't have, you want to live a legacy. Don't just leave a legacy. So at this time, from what you just saw, most people, your only assumption is what others will think. You're only confused on an expense versus an investment. Your indecision, which is a decision. Now your past fears about finances, your prayers should be answered with everything that we just talked about with cash, asset, cash. So think about this. Everything that we went down on this five check the block. These are some of the things you'll encounter based off of what you knew before you saw this conversation and versus after you seen this conversation. But in closing, this is what I need to know. We're only looking for two type of people. A number two, say, hey, Bryan, when I saw the cash flow in the cash flow membership, I already wanted that. That's exactly what I wanted. I just need to get myself together. That's what I want. That's fine. We like number twos. If that's you, get back with the person who sent you here, or you watching this actual YouTube live or whatnot. Now, if you're a number one, we love number ones. For extra one-time fee of $100 or $249 plus $149, you can get the opportunity. The opportunity said, I want everything. I want the services, and I want to help a lot of people, and I want to make money. If that's you, do the same thing. Get with the person who brought you to this presentation, and they'll give you the information you need for you to get started today. So right now, I'm gonna turn this back over to Ms. Fatima Warren. Hey, Fatima, thank you for letting me come on, talk for you, and go ahead and close them out.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
Fatima,
yeah,
hey, before you do that, do you have any guests on the line?
I do. I have Miss Thompson.
Miss Thompson. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do, Fatima. If Miss Thompson decides that she wants to partner with you, I'm gonna invest $50 in the membership if she decides to become one of your business partners.
Wow, that's very generous of you,
All
Mr.
right.
Ivory.
So I'm gonna invest in somebody that if they want to invest in themselves. So that's the key. They gotta want to invest in themselves. And if Miss Thompson do this and let's put a time